Lots to be said about what's going on with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, given that they have announced their engagement and she's got Life of a Showgirl, her 12th album, coming out on October 3rd. You guys have asked for this video, so here it is. Let's look at the Bazi Chinese astrology of these important dates of their announced engagement and the release of this 12th album. So welcome, my name is Lydia Griffith. This is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. On this channel, I love reading the charts of famous people, also countries, current events, stuff going on, because I think it helps us to better understand our own lives and our own astrology. If this sparks interest for you, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell so you don't miss a single video. So welcome again. Just to introduce myself, if you're new to this channel, Bazi Astrology is based on the 5 elements. It is of the earth, whereas Western astrology, I often say, is of the sky. And I am a master level Bazi astrologer and a feng shui consultant. I've been doing this work for nearly 25 years. And I welcome you to consider getting your own Bazi astrology read. It's a great time of year as we're going into autumn and starting to look at what the rest of your year is going to be for you. So check out the links below if you're interested in a reading. All right, so I'll also put links below for the other videos that I've done on Travis and on Taylor. So Taylor Swift, born December 13th, 1989 at 5:17 in the morning. She's born in the year of a yin earth snake. Just saying, when your year matches the year that we're in, which is 2025, it generally is a year of movement. Could be travel, could be moving in with somebody, buying a house, buying property, but you are on the move. And her month is a yang fire rat. Her day is a yin fire sheep. And the hour is yin water rabbit. So we're going to break this down. First, I wanted to talk about her release of her album, Life of a Showgirl. So this is very interesting because you've got all the stems across the top are yin wood. This shows up as, for some people, it could be very faith-based, very spiritual, very, also it can be backing. It can be the funding that you get in order to make something happen. Like bank loans and grants and things like that. It's outside resources, outside of your general revenue, if that makes sense. But when you have so much of an element, this overwhelming amount of wood energy feeding her yin fiery self, it becomes out of balance. Now, the way that I was seeing this, because this album is slated to be more pop, very high energy, and I have no doubt her fan base is going to listen to this album until, well, back in the day when we had albums, we would literally play them until they were smooth. And I think, of course, they're going to go to her concerts and all of that. But I do think it'll be interesting to see, because this is coming out October 3rd, which is still the month of the rooster. And the rooster is a great time to announce things. Double snake. So the Bazi of this day, sorry if I didn't say this earlier, is so we have the yin wood snake year. We have a yin wood rooster month. And a yin wood snake day. So it's very amplified wood, fire, which is very much about, again, what is backing and supporting her and herself. The month of the rooster highlights her relationship with her father and father figures, which can also be older men. And it also is about funding and how this money is coming it's like, it's not direct money. It's kind of like money that you're getting from something like inheritance or investments and things like that. The problem with all of this wood, my thought is that the critics may come down and say that this isn't her best album. I think that the reviews may actually be surprising. So let's see how that goes. Yeah. And I think that she's going to blow up all the streaming services. But I do think, and I also wanted to say that the month of the rooster is one of her nobleman stars. So this is a month of blessings. And the fact that she's kind of wrapping up the month of the rooster on October 3rd, because according to the Chinese calendar, the month ends around the 7th or 8th of October. So this is a really good astrology for her. It's just there's too much wood. And I think it could backfire again as far as how well critics receive this album. Now, let's jump over to their engagement. They announced it August 26th. We don't actually know, and if you have the intel, put it in the comments below, when they actually did the engagement. When did he actually propose? And good on them for keeping some of their lives private. I mean, my God, I can't think of anybody who is as prominently public in entertainment as Taylor Swift. So the engagement happened again, August, 26th, which is, again, we've got our Yin Wood Snake year, the month of Yang Wood Monkey, which is a penalty that impacts both of them. They're born in the same year. And this can be legal issues. Like, do they have a prenup? That would be a perfect way of expressing that penalty, but making sure, because the penalty was there at the time of their engagement, that they had really checked all the details, that they didn't go running into this with wide open hearts, lots of passion and excitement, and they didn't check all the details of the business of going into a marriage. It's a legally binding agreement. And there could be a lot at stake. So it's an interesting thing that they chose this particular time. And then we have a yin fire rabbit for the day. All right. So for Taylor, this engagement is very much about her. It's also possibly a spiritual, it landed for her as a spiritual thing. Maybe a religious thing, being seen under the eyes of God, for instance. And the month, again, speaks of legal matters, also gives me some goddess vibes. The monkey of the month is very much about property, wealth, and home. And underneath, the elements that are much smaller but still have an impact, especially given that monkey is being kind of rattled open by the conflict with the snake, speaks of change. I think this is going to be a change that's going to rattle and shift aspects of their lives for sure. And there's also marriage. Rooted in this month is marriage, committed relationships, home, and family. I love all of this. This whole thing feels great. And also to mention that because this astrology, just like the release of her album, is so heavy with wood, Again, it's Yin-wood snake year, Yang-wood monkey month, Yin fire rabbit. The rabbit is yin wood. So again, it's a lot of wood. It really marks that this is a day, their announced engagement, that is all about Taylor. And after all, isn't it all about the bride anyway? And it's very nourishing. She's a fire girl. And even though she's strong in her fire at 31% and balanced at 17% with wood, it's a real surge of support for her. It's very uplifting. And then for Travis, the day is very legal for him. It's also about home and family. The month shows a big shifting part of his career, and that this is a joyful action. It's rooted in love. It's rooted in also gaining resources through this marriage. But it's rooted in love, and it's a joyful, beautiful, joyful action that is expressed in this engagement. Now, where the heavy wood is nourishing for Taylor and very much, again, focused on the bride, the groom, Travis, as a yang earth person, is very much about what is controlling him, right? And like a big tree falling down on the ground, it is controlling him. And so it's kind of an interesting dynamic how these two are impacted and influenced by this. But this is just the engagement. This is that spark that sets this whole wheel in motion. But the day they get married is everything. Everything, everything, everything. So stay tuned for that. I don't know. And again, if you have the intel, put it in the comments below. But if you know when they have announced the date of the wedding, let me know. I don't think they've put that out yet. She's got so much going on. And personally, I'm like wondering if she's engaged and she's dropping a new album, is she going to spend another year doing an Eras tour kind of thing? And is Travis just going to be waiting in the background? Is he still going to be playing football? How are these two still going to be able to manage a big, beautiful romance with her on tour? And what does 2026 forecast for those two? More to come. So anyway, that's it for today, friends. Be well.